Hey, it's Mazzy, and these are the top 10 box sets of 2023. My list, my taste, my collection. So it's just a suggestion, so maybe I should name it favorites, but for the better clickbait, the 10 best box sets of 2023 works. That's why you're here, especially for you newbies. So subscribe to all the things, and this is the beginning of December 2023, and there's going to be a plethora of top 10 lists for me coming this month. Every week there'll be a different top 10 list. You'll see it as they roll out here. Again, all these lists are subjective. Now, box sets are controversial for some. They take too much space. There's too much music. How can you listen to all that stuff? Who needs 20 takes of Like a Rolling Stone? Well, that's not this year, but that was some years ago, that cutting edge Bob Dylan box set, which is a fantastic box set. Now, I look at these as if I were an archaeologist. I like to dig deep into certain specific artists and their albums. Now, some of these are a hybrid of a mix of vinyl and CDs. There are a couple, I believe, that are only CDs. And so it's about the music. The music is what matters first. And I am a CD person as well as a vinyl. My preference usually is vinyl, but sometimes when there's massive a number of songs, sometimes CD is a lot more reasonable price-wise and just organizing it and financially as well. But I'm gonna go for number 10. To number 1. I did rank these. So all these were released in 2023, and this could be also offered up as a gift guide. Those of you who don't buy boxes yearly, you might put these on your Hanukkah or Christmas list, and it may be a kind of a fun thing to get as a gift or to give as a gift. I mean, be generous. Give the gift of music. Okay, starting at number 10 from Kraft Records, the massive, complete concert of Wattstax, 1972. This came out earlier this year. Last year would have been the 50th anniversary. Originally, this was a double record set of this amazing concert, this soul concert for the people in the neighborhood and the community of Watts in Los Angeles. These are all these great artists from Stax Records. We got Kim Weston, we got the Staple Singers, and a lot of these were not on the original, at least not all these. And you got Jimmy Jones, you got Freddie Robinson, you got Little Sonny, you got Eddie Floyd, you got the Temprees, you got David Porter's Show, you got the Bar-Kays, of course, Carla Thompson, Albert King, Rufus Thompson, and you got, of course, the great Isaac Hayes, who was like the megastar at the time because of Hot Buttered Soul, but especially then Shaft. I listened to this whole thing 3 times, and I did it all in one sittings on a Saturday, so I experienced the whole concert. The book is wonderful. The various LPs really kind of tell the story. I think it's really a good tour to visit straight through. Now, most of us can't sit and listen to 8 to 10 hours of music, but it really kind of tells the whole story of the festival with some introductions and things throughout that happened way back in that time. Of course, there's the wonderful Mavis Staples. If you ever get a chance to see the final film, you should see it. I would love to see a kind of extended version of all the footage shot. But it's really wonderful. And a lot of the groups that you may not know about who are featured here, I think you're going to be surprised how just friggin' great they are. Soul, funk, gospel, what a great set. So that's coming number 10, that's Stax Records. And again, you can go for the compact disc as well. I just want to show you the music here and give you a taste of this. Now, coming at number 9, and I just did a conversation with my friend John in Birmingham, England on this, and this is Prince, Power Generation, and this is Diamonds and Pearls, his second biggest selling album ever. This is really a wonderful set. And what's amazing about Prince, you get fully realized alternate songs that he recorded around that time. So this isn't just some slap job, starts and stops and demos and things. You get single mixes, you get 12-inch mixes, you get a Blu-ray of some shows around the time. This was a really wonderful, funky record, and and a mix of genres for Prince for Warner Brothers Records before he became the slave to Warner Brothers and the artist formerly known as Prince. The book is extensive. The LPs are extensive. They come in these double and triple gatefold sleeves. Here's the proper album over 2 discs. Obviously, this came out originally during the CD era that had a hologram cover. But watch that conversation because it tells you the complete story, or at least we talk about it a little more every single album on here, every single additional record on here. But you get a mix of hip hop, rap, you get rock and roll, you get power ballads, just great soul music from Prince. What a wonderful collection. And this is coming in at number 9, and this is Diamonds and Pearls from Prince. Now coming in number 8, I put this for a lot of reasons. This was a record store day that just literally came out. And this is the 4th and final Grateful Dead box from the great 1969 Fillmore West shows. Now, these boxes, let me show you here. These previous 4 nights came out over record stay over the last, 5 years, I believe. So you get every single night from the February 27th, 28th to March 1st and March 2nd, those great 4-night run. I wish I saw the Grateful Dead at that Fillmore West series. These were edited down, obviously, these recordings, and turned into what became the album Live Dead. And just because we finally finished the series, I'm including this, although every year there's at least one Grateful Dead box that is just a stunner. There was an RFK 1973 along with an expanded CD set. I didn't get that expanded set, but that had, I believe, the Kezar Stadium show, which I saw as well. But I didn't include that, but I thought this was representative for what I feel on one of my favorite series of shows of the Grateful Dead. So the Grateful Dead, the 4 nights, Fillmore West, 1969, come in at number 8. Number 7 is the only multi-artist comp I chose today, and this is called Intrigue. This is a fascinating, really fun set. This is curated and put together by Steven Wilson, Steven Wilson for Porcupine Tree, and of course, the person that remixes and surround mixes all the prog albums from Yes to Jethro Tull to King Crimson. This is a fantastic set. You can get it on compact discs as well. It's 7 LPs of songs that he subtitles it, Steven Wilson Presents Progressive Sounds in the United Kingdom, Alternative Music, 1979 to 1989. That great decade. There's a lot of 80s music is fun. My point of view, there's some 80s music that just is so classic and holds up, and there's other 80s music and 80s artists that put songs and records together that have an affected 80s sound that doesn't hold up time-wise for me. That piano, the fake drum things, that tinkling keyboard thing going on. This is a wonderful set. It has XTC Complicated Games, Magazine, Back to Nature, Bill Nelson, Red Noise, of course, A Better Home in the Phantom Zone. We got Public Image Limited, we got The Stranglers, we got Ultravox, Gang of Four. So the post-punk thing, quite a bit. You get pop with and more of the commercial thing with Tears for Fears. You got the Cocteau Twins. You got Scott Walker, David Sylvan, Brilliant Trees, on and on and on. Fripp, League of Gentlemen, The Heist, John Fox, Joy Division, of course, Kate Bush, This Mortal Coil. I could go on and just read everything off, but I'm just giving you an idea. Gary Newman, 23 Skidoo, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Section 25, Kitchens of Distinction, a fantastic book. And what I really love about this is an amazing use of photography, these great shots that sport every single sleeve here. Very graphic, very artsy. I mean, this is, to me, worth the vinyl version just because of the packaging. Look at these, they're so good. They're so good. Intrigue. and of course the obligatory but well put together book of additional photographs. And what's nice about this, you have an essay on every single song and the representative album or single cover, depending on the song here in the book here. It's just a great, great collection, a great book. My set has a signed Stephen Wilson print. I think that's long gone, but I highly recommend this Stephen Wilson. I mean, I guess on some lists, some would put this higher, but I think at number 7 out of 10 box sets for the entire year, this is pretty sweet. This is a fun collection, and I could totally understand getting a compact disc of this, put it on random and just let it play all, 7 discs of this. I'm sure you can stream it as well if you're a streamer. Coming in at number 6 is the Replacements Tim. This one's a little different because it's not your typical clamshell box set or slider or slipcase. This is a folio album that is a hybrid of both CDs and one vinyl record. Of course, it has the remix, which was really a welcome to a lot of people. This is one of the occasions where the remix surpasses the original mix of Tim, the Replacements song album in 1985 by far. This was curated by Bob Mayer, who wrote the biography in the last decade of, great biography of the Replacements, and Jason Jones from Rhino, and it's a fantastic set. It has CDs, again, of the remix, and it has outtakes and various versions. We got the remix masters. We got the original remaster of the 223 remaster. Again, the Ed Stasium mix, who just remixed it for the set, and it's fantastic. You got Sons of No One, it's called, rare and unreleased tracks, and you get a live set from 1986 from this fantastic record. A great group out of Minneapolis. If you don't know this record, they got lost for the masses in a way because they're, pre-grunge, but they got a little bit of that. They got garage sounds. They got a little psychedelic. They got a post-punk thing going on. They're one of the great bands of the era, and I think their music holds up quite a bit. There are 4 of these different sets so far, so it's great that they continue this, and this is, I say, one of the best ones. And this is Tim by the Replacements, and this is coming in at number 6 on my list today. Coming in number 5, of course, is Neil Young. Now, Neil Young seemingly puts out an archive record every week or every week and a half. It's like clockwork. How many old recordings can I put out for you, says Neil Young. This is the official release series. This is the box 22, 23, 24, and 25. And this covers Freedom, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Ragged Glory. You got Weld and Arc Weld, the sort of the screaming feedback LP. What's wonderful about this, I have some of these originals, and these far exceed it because a lot of the ones that were crammed into one album or so are spread out over several discs. So the fidelity's better, the mastering is better. Of course, it's the music, but Neil Young really has an affinity for great sounding records. So I highly recommend this set, the Neil Young Archives. So again, you have Ragged Glory, you have Arc, you have Freedom, one I particularly like, and you have Weld. I think this is one of the best of the Neil Young releases by far, and this is a series of early 90s, late 89 to early 90s Neil Young albums that have been somewhat inaccessible to people, at least on good formats. And this is a fantastic set, and this should be in anybody who likes grunge, and he became the grandfather of grunge because of this series of records. And it kind of revitalized his career and gave him more sort of an additional street cred, if you will. But Neil Young, and that is number 5, Neil Young. Okay, coming in at number 4, we're switching it up and going to a CD-only set. And this is a wonderful set. This is called Samada Sound, Do You Know Me Now by David Sylvan. This is so beautiful, physically as well as orally. This is the complete section of music or sessions of music when David Sylvan finally went solo after leaving Virgin Records. Of course, he was an original member of the band Japan from 1978 on, and then did a lot of experimental music and has this dark, moody, brooding baritone voice. And sometimes his music is so slow and so electronically processed, and with electric guitar and just the sound of the guitar like hitting the amplifier. Sometimes interesting keyboard players. Very just a wonderful set. This covers all those records from that period. Mostly came on compact discs. Some have been like my favorite. The first one was Blemish, and this has those records. We have Blemish, we have The Good Son versus The Only Daughter, the Blemish remixes. That's a fantastic CD. If you don't have it, this is the way to go with this wonderful box set. We have the Nine Horses records that he did, and the collaborations with like Ryuichi Sakamoto. We got the Jan Bang, Eric Honore. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. But a lot of these interesting collaborations with other avant-garde artists and electronic artists, experimental artists. Beautiful artwork, beautiful package. Of course, again, we have your art book with your compact discs in it. You have all the details of the track listing and who performed on the various tracks, and the cover art for the various record CD releases initially. David Sylvan, one of my all-time favorite artists, and he maybe has acquired taste, but once you hear him, if you feel his music, you will want to dive in even more. Of course, the more commercial albums are the ones he did, like Brilliant Trees. His Virgin years are probably more accessible. This stuff is more experimental, but there are hooks in an unusual way on these records. So David Sylvan's box set, that's coming in at number 4 on my favorite, best box sets of 2023. Now coming at number 3, I showcased 2 records that were sent to me from the label Cooking Vinyl. Now I bought this set. This was not given to me. This is the CD full 40th anniversary of Billy Bragg. Now, you don't have lines on your video screen or TV set. A note of warning to the record labels, to the shippers, and to the buyers like me. Carefully open up your packages. And please, shippers, when you send something, put a cardboard sleeve or something over it, because I sliced a little bit too close and I got a little slice mark on the cover that wrecked the artwork. I'm so crushed. So, it happens. But this is 40 years of Billy Bragg, and I've showcased Billy Bragg's work before. The archivist and I did a deep dive in the Billy Bragg's catalog. This has a segments of his entire career, from his intense political offerings starting in 1983, all the way up to his ballads, his love ballads, his politically charged love ballads and romance ballads. But he wears his politics on his sleeve. He went through periods, he goes through periods as a socialist, basically in your face in terms of his politics. Some are turned off by it, but that's, to me, what I like about his music. I get people, when I mention politics, saying, I didn't come here for politics, I came here for the music. Don't mix music and politics. But to me, music and politics mix very much. You get the Stones, the Beatles, have political things. Now, granted, everything in their aura is not political, but so many artists, the Bob Dylans of the world, the Phil Oaks of the world, the folk singers. Billy Bragg started out really as a punk folk singer, folk punk, had a really intense electric guitar sound with his just outrageous, wonderful, direct political explosions, if you will. I saw him accidentally. I went to the show to see Echo and the Bunnymen. I didn't know he was going to be during the show, and he came out and blew the audience away. I know it took a couple of tracks, a couple of songs for him to calm down the audience because they were waiting for Echo and the Bunnymen in 1983. But I think he went wow him over. There's different accounts of that. But these come in these double CD sets, and they go through all the different years. There's alternative things, there's some live things, there's some wonderful collaborations he's done over the years. This is, my third favorite box set of 2023. This is an all CD. There is a triple LP, so that might be a sweet spot for a lot of you. I think the single LP best of is a little too thin, not enough of his music. To really get a grasp, you should get the triple album if you're gonna go vinyl, or go all in on the CDs of this wonderful set. Now, I do have one comment and question. Beautiful book. I don't know if these are folio individual sheets or the binding came off when I got it in the mail, because now if you're watching Cooking Vinyl, let me know. The binding didn't hold, so all these wonderful sheets, these beautiful printed sheets, are not bound. They're loose now. They're one-offs. This shows a lot of his memorabilia from guitars, from cases. See what I'm saying? They're loose leaf now. Now, maybe that's what you meant, but I see a little binding thing here. So if that's my only problem with this set, they seem not to be bound at all. I'm not gonna bother try to exchange it because it came from all the way from the UK. It took some weeks to get here. Not sure if there's American distribution from an American seller there, but this is really a great overview, and it's really well photographed, beautifully curated like any box set should. So when you have a 40-year career all in one set, I think this is really a wonderful way to go. You got, Union songs, Internationale, socialist songs, propaganda songs, but amazing songs, amazing, direct, in your face. And I, will always stand by an artist like this who really stands up, for the people in a way. Now, maybe not everything I agree with politically, but I admire him, and I think this is a wonderful set. Billy Bragg coming in number 3, the Roaring 40, 1983 to 2023, with my original score right there. Nice going, Maslow. Coming at number 2, this could have been number 1, and I think this is an essential set if you like jazz fusion, if you like Miles Davis, and this is the Vinyl Me Please, Miles Davis, and this is the Electric Years. Basically, 1969 through 73, 74-ish. I had 3 of these records already, MoFi. Now, I did do a shootout. In my shootout, I think 2 out of the 3 or 4, I liked the MoFi slightly better. One of these I liked better, but not by much. And if you don't have the MoFis, this is definitely the way to go. Every one is really good. This is a slipcase edition again, number 3, Miles Davis. These are pivotal years in his career. If you're just used to Kinda Blue and that, the 60s and 50s jazz of Miles Davis, this is a whole different thing. I talked many times about Bitches Brew. I didn't get it when it came out. I literally bought it, but I didn't understand it. It was too strange for me at the time. I returned it. 3 years later, someone was playing it in the record store I worked in, and all of a sudden it moved me. I loved it. I just got into it. And it's one of my favorite albums. Of course, it goes into Big Fun. It starts with In a Silent Way, of course. That's my favorite Miles Davis record. I love the fusion, I love John McLaughlin, I love the guitars. I like the rhythms on these records. I like the electronic fusion. You got On the Corner, tribute to Jack Johnson, which is a fantastic record. That's probably his most rock and roll record, again, with John McLaughlin there. Live Evil, Get Up With It. All the covers, they have pretty nice packages in the covers, the cover art. I think the one problem we've seen is this cover, where there seems to be some Photoshop smoothing out of his skin. Really strange that they did that. It's very noticeable when you put original up or even the MoFi up. But you just got these amazing series. These have glossy covers. They sound great, the pressings are great. I think this is selling out quickly or about to. I think they have a low stock warning. So if you're interested in this, you might want to order it. Could be too late. I don't know the availability on all these records. That's not what this is about. But these are my favorite box sets of 2023. Now, Mazzy's #1 box set of 2023. These are vinyl sets, although there are CD counterparts that you can get in different configurations. Now, what I did here, I did a little bit of a cheat. I included 2 box sets by the same artist. One wouldn't have made #1. It would maybe just barely got in the top 10. But because he's such an important artist, I included it here. This is first the runner-up part of this #1. And this is Bob Dylan live at Budokan, 1978. Now in 1978, that tour was this big 14-piece, I believe, or so, musical tour with background singers, saxophones, guitars. It was literally Bob Dylan's Vegas tour compared to Neil Diamond, Vegas, Elvis Presley, Vegas, at a time when punk was happening and disco was happening, and some people found it too slick. And when Sony Japan put out Budokan only as an import originally, and then some months later, the American Columbia put it out, some people were just like shocked. What the fuck is this stuff? I did see them play twice. I saw a Rotterdam show and I saw an Oakland show, and I really liked it. These versions are the complete, 2 of the complete shows at Budokan Japan early in the tour. Of course, it has the Obi. Again, look at my complete review of this separate. I don't have to get into the whole thing now. But these sound really wonderful. There's a warmth to it. Dylan's had a lot of reevaluations in his career. Remember when he went electric in 1965, they hated it. Then they loved Dylan's electric. When he went his sort of country stuff, they hated it. Then they loved it. When he went into his Jesus period, they loved it. Then they hated it. The Hard Rain, Rolling Thunder, they loved it. They hated it. Dylan's the crooner stuff, the recent stuff that's like Triplicate, the Dylan music sort of based on the Sinatra songbooks in a way. I love that stuff. A lot of people thought, oh, 1 record was okay, but then 2, and then a 3-record set? What the fuck is that, Dylan? But I think this is successful in this incarnation now. The sound is great, so it's time for a reevaluation. But the one that really was my #1 box set of the year is Fragments. And this is a magnificent set. Again, there is a CD counterpart. This is the Time Out of Mind sessions, 1996, 1997. There's an entire remix version of that album that Daniel Lanois originally released and produced that had more reverb drench, and this is a drier mix, and it's fantastic. The alternate takes, the outtakes make this a stupendous set. It's a beautiful listen. Again, for some people, they feel that, oh, I don't need that much Dylan. All I want is the single record. That's fine. That's fine. I just am all in on Bob Dylan. Anytime he does these, he's one of those artists. There's a few of them. Prince is another one. I think Prince and Dylan are the 2 artists that their outtakes in many ways are better than a lot of other artists, final versions of it. You see, when he's searching for something, he could have stopped and he could have put that version out. This is a wonderful, wonderful set. I'll just show you briefly. I have showcased this before, but you have Time Out of Mind, the 2022 remix. Of course, this came out this year in 2023. You have outtakes and alternatives. You have more outtakes and alternatives. You have the live 1998 to 2001 series, and you have previously released Fragments #5, other versions, but these are previous release on different selection of images. What a great, great set. This is really a comeback of Dylan. After this, he basically started producing himself under the name Jack Frost and realized he knows what he wants in his head and started producing what he wants in his head. So Bob Dylan's Fragments, Time at a Mind section. He gets the #1 box set of the year for me, from Mazzy. This is a fantastic set. If you love Dylan and you don't have this set, even go for the compact disc version. And there are smaller versions and different configurations of a lot of these records, not all of them, but that's it. 2023, great releases as usual. We're gonna roll out with some best of reissues and archive reissues. There's gonna be the best albums of the year. There's gonna be a few different best ofs from my point of view, obviously. If I'm doing this, someone will come out there and say, it's this guy's opinion. Oh, of course it's my opinion. I'm the one talking, you wanker. Anyway, Mazzy loves you. I'll see you next time.